ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of the Spartan Show for the week of November 14th through the 18th, 2016. On today's show, we welcome in head football coach Nate Jensen to recap last weekend's game against Anderson University in the 2016 season. Swimming and diving athletes Triston, Mahoney, and Mikki Goetz stop by to talk about their seasons, and head volleyball coach Bryndon Paulsen stops by to recap his squad season. Stay tuned.
Our first guest on today's show is head football coach Nate Jensen. Coach, coming off a huge win this past weekend against Anderson, bringing the bronze ball home. What's it mean to get a win against our conference rival and carry some momentum with your last win of the season?
It's a huge win for us, as a program. I was here when we won our first bronze ball in 2008 as part of that coaching staff, and it just means a ton for our seniors. 18 of them graduating, all 4 years winning the bronze ball. And then it's a big deal for us, propelling us into the recruiting season.
Sure. Congrats on that big win. Thank you. And when you look back at your first season here at Manchester, what are some positives you can take away moving into next year?
A lot of the positive things, we had a lot of guys got a lot of playing time this year. We played 6 JV games and obviously the full varsity schedule, and a lot of young players played in those games, and that's probably the most important part as we move forward, is getting those experiences. And then obviously, I had tremendous leadership from our 18 seniors.
And moving into the next season, what are some necessary steps you have to take this off season to get the team prepped and get some good recruits in, that kind of thing?
Well, we're actually heading on the road tomorrow. Get out there recruiting.
Sure.
So we'll be turning every rock over and every bush and looking for guys that fit our program, fit our family, and then our guys that are here in the program now, we got to get in the weight room, we got to get bigger, we got to get faster, we got to get stronger.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today. Congrats on the big win against Anderson.
Thanks.
Now it is time to look at our weekly highlights segments. Our first highlights come from the Spartan Wrestling program's first duel of the season against Wabash College from Friday night. The Spartans battled tough against the number 4 ranked team in the NCAA Division III, but fell to the Little Giants with a final score of 38-7. The Spartans were led by wins from freshman Javon Phillips and junior Chase Wilson, who picked up a major decision. The Spartans' next event is this upcoming weekend at the Millikan University Duels. Next up on today's show, we have freshman Triston Mahoney and sophomore Mikki Goetz joining us from the swimming and diving program. Let's start by having you both tell a little bit about yourselves. What are your hobbies? What are you involved on campus?
I am a finance and accounting double major, and I am part of the College of Business Club too.
Anything, Tristan?
I'm here for the electrical engineering program you guys have, the 3-2 program, and that's just about it.
And Tristan, an interesting note on you is you're not from Indiana. Could you just tell us a little bit about where you're from and how you ended up here at Manchester?
I'm actually from Titusville, Florida. It's probably about 5-10 minute drive from the Kennedy Space Center. Actually came up here because I was really interested in your guys' swim program that you have, and then also I wanted to get a feel for like an out-of-state school, and I really liked your guys' programs. So
awesome. And lastly, can you each tell us how your seasons are going to this point, and if you have any specific goals you're trying to reach as the season continues?
This season so far, I've opened up with faster times than my previous season, so I'm really looking forward to it. And I was only a minute off my previous record that I set at conference for the mile at our last home meet, so I'm looking forward to trying to beat that record at Corbière this weekend.
Great. Any goals for you, Tristan?
I feel like the guys' team, we've really stepped up from the beginning of the season. We had like a really big meet this past weekend against Urbana. As far as individual goals-wise, just trying to get my 100 free time. I'd like to be at least like 47 by the end of the season, and to see where it goes from there.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us today, and best of luck with the rest of your season. Now we take a look back at the Manchester University swimming and diving team's action from this past weekend. The Spartan swimming and diving team had their first event of the year at the Strauss Peabody Fitness and Aquatics Center this past Saturday as they played host to Urbana University. The Lady Spartans fell to Urbana with a score of 146-99, while the men's squad squeezed past the visitors 96-94. Those in attendance saw history made as Gerby Ruska posted a new school best time in the men's 50-yard freestyle with a time of 22.42 seconds. The Spartans go to Ohio Wesleyan this week for an invitational on Saturday and Sunday.
Our final guest on today's show is head women's volleyball coach Bryndon Paulsen. Coach, the team was able to pick up its first HCAC postseason win since 2008, a couple weeks ago against Defiance College. How were you able to battle back from losing the first set and then winning it?
A lot of for us was mental. I mean, since I took over as head coach, we went 5 with them twice, and we lost in 4 to them in the conference tournament last year. And so losing that first set, we had kind of spotted them some points early, and we really didn't feel like we played well.
Yeah.
And so it was one of those, hey, are we just going to do the same thing we've done, or are we going to fix it, change it? And we'd kind of been working on stuff like that all year.
Good.
And so it definitely switched. We definitely came out kind of a different team that second set, and then their setter kind of went down with an injury on top of it, and then we just rolled from there. So it was nice kind of to see them make the adjustment after playing them tight for as long as we had.
Yeah, that's good going into next year as well. So, Coach, with your season over, what are your thoughts on this year's team, and what steps do you take in the offseason to prepare for the next coming years?
Overall, I thought it was a great season for us. We really judge it by where we're at potential-wise versus where we're at performance-wise. So, I mean, 18-11 sound, or 18-12, or whatever it ended up being, sounds awesome with the winning record, but we kind of judge it based on where we should be, and did we give a couple away there? Did we think what we should have? And we felt like this year, more so than last and the year before that, yeah, we were kind of where we belong most of the time. There were definitely a couple matches here and there where we felt like we should have taken it, but much better job of living up to it where we should be. So overall, we thought it was a great year. Like I said, kind of got over the hump with Defiance and stuff like that, and then ran into a really good Hanover team in the semifinals. It's not easy, but it's better to lose to a team that honestly probably is better than we are. Last year, losing to Defiance kind of left a bad taste in our mouth. We felt like we were right there. We felt like we should have been in that.
Absolutely.
Just didn't execute. We definitely had chances against Hanover, especially in that second set. We just couldn't capitalize on them. So that keeps us kind of hungry going forward. Like, we know we can be there if we can capitalize on those, but at the same time, it's easier than walking away with the tough ones.
Yeah, well, congratulations on the well-played season, and thanks for joining us.
Now, fans, it's time to unveil our new segment, the Magic 8 Ball. We're here with volleyball coach Bryndon Paulsen, and we're going to ask his Magic 8 Ball a series of questions to see what it says about the future.
Thank you. That was a lovely intro. Now get up. Mike, come on.
How's it going?
Welcome to the Magic 8 Ball Show. This has been a dream of mine for a long time. People come in the office all the time and they ask me, hey, how are you guys going to do this weekend? Hey, how's the season looking? Hey, I don't know how to predict the future. I don't know. I hope it goes good, but I don't know. Really? So we decided to get a Magic 8 Ball. My guest today is head swimming and diving coach, Mike Kroll. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Fun fact you might not know about Coach Kroll, he's actually Canadian.
I'm from Buffalo, actually.
Close enough. So let's get into the Magic 8 Ball part of the show. Will Manchester retain the bronze ball? Okay, that's from last week. Never mind. Will Coach Paulsen ever cut his hair? That looks like my boss's handwriting. It's awkward.
It is decidedly so.
There you go. It didn't say when.
No, it did not.
Third question. Will this show be a success?
Hard to predict.
Ouch. Are any of these sports related? Ooh, here we go. How will the women's basketball team finish in the Mainview tip-off this weekend? Ooh.
Yes.
Yes, they will finish the Mainview tip-off this weekend. All the way through. So make sure you go out to the Mainview tip-off this weekend, support the women's basketball team, and know that for sure the Magic 8 Ball said they will finish the game. Thank you.
Now it is time to unveil our Spartan Show MVP of the week. This week we honor senior women's cross-country runner Mariah Jordan. Jordan led the Spartans last weekend to a 12th place team finish at the NCAA Division III Regional Championships as she finished 5th place overall. The performance gave Jordan her 4th all-region honor of her career. Her time of 21 minutes and 48.3 seconds, the second fastest time in school history, also landed her a trip to the NCAA Division III Cross-Country National Championships this upcoming weekend for the second straight year, which will be held in Louisville, Kentucky. Congratulations, Mariah, and good luck.
Now here's what's coming up on this week's Manchester University athletic calendar. On Friday night, the women's basketball team begins its season against St. Mary's at 7 p.m. as part of the Mainview Tip-Off Classic, while the men are on the road for a game at Kalamazoo at 7:30 p.m. On Saturday, the men's and women's swimming and diving team starts a 2-day competition at Ohio Wesleyan Invitational beginning at 10 a.m. Mariah Jordan represents Manchester University in NCAA Division III National Championships at Tom Sawyer State Park in Louisville starting at 11 a.m. The wrestling team travels to compete in the Millikan University Duels starting at 12 p.m. The women's basketball team hosts Benedictine of Illinois at 3 p.m. to end the Mainview Tip-Off Classic. And the men's basketball team travels to Adrian College of Michigan for a 7:30 p.m. tip.
And that's all the time we have for this edition of the Spartan Show. Make sure to stay up to date with all Manchester stats, scores, and news by visiting www.muspartans.com. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week for another edition of the Spartan Show.